We are back with another Reddit story. Title says 1099 versus W2. Who pays more taxes?
Okay.
I got offered a job and they asked me how I would like to get paid, and they gave me these two choices. The job includes a company truck and a card, and I live in Oklahoma.
Off the bat, 1099 pay more taxes. When you think about a W2, they typically get their earnings and they get already like the taxes taken out, and also they have other deductions like health, retirement, and so forth that can potentially lower your taxable income. And so, but they're taking that burden. The employer is taking all that burden, right? And so, whereas 1099, all that falls into you. So you're getting more into your pocket. Now, every situation is different. There's a company truck
And a card.
and a card. So, but I guess it just depends on how that agreement is. Whether that company is going to charge them for those services, or the company takes those deductions, and the employee don't get none of that if they're in 1099. So that means, and if they don't get those deductions, then that just means they get more income, more out of pocket, which is a good thing. But on paper, not so good, because then that means you're gonna have a higher income, and that means your burden of proof is on you to have your deductions. Making sure that they're all valid and they're all ordinary and necessary.
A lot of the comments on this question are similar to what you said, but I also see a very common complaint or concern that is as to why this employer gave them a choice and they think it's a red flag.
It is because IRS has a checklist of what constitute someone that is an employee, rather a contractor. And so if they are offering a contract-based employment, then that just kind of tells me that they're just trying to get away from doing their taxes, because when you're 1099, there's self-employment, and that's 15.3%. And so when you do that as a 1099, well, you're paying all of that. Versus if you're an employee, you only contribute half of that, and your employer also has to contribute the other half. I feel like that's what they're trying to avoid, so they don't have to put into this, but also so they don't have to invest in you with other benefits, retirement, health, and so forth. Because from a company perspective, it's expensive. However, it's a good investment, to invest in your people, but not a lot of employers see it that way.
So Uncle Sam says, which one pays more, W2 or 1099 in this case?
In this case, let's say 1099.
All right, there you have it.